harm themselves in a scanner or harm myself when it comes to anxiety. Because it can go out. I've seen the anxiety make people like get arrested in the hospital because they get so anxious and worked up and get aggressive. And security is like, we don't have time for it. You come in here threatening people. I don't care how scared you are of this MRI scanner. You're going to go to jail and you're going to be banned from this hospital. Things like that I have seen in MRI. You have to really employ your patient care skills to identify with. It's like a nurse. You don't know if that patient is being aggressive because the sugar is too low, or if they just mean. So you have to kind of assess and figure out, okay, now it's the sugar. Let's get their blood sugar balanced. They'll be better. Or they need to be in handcuffs and be on out of here to jail. I love working with kids. If I ever went back full time, it would definitely be children's. It would definitely be children's, because most of your patients are sedated. Majority of the patients are sedated. If you work second shift, the bigger kids, most of the time are not sedated. They come in for routine stuff. But most kids have a little drugs in them if they're not fully sedated. So nobody's moving. The machine breathes for them. And most of the people that work in children's, even your coworkers, for the most part, you don't have all that foolishness, because it's just a different atmosphere when you're working with people who understand that they're dealing with very sick children. You're so busy at a children's hospital. There was very few times there was downtime. But you're very busy at a children's hospital. You work as a team because you have nurses back there, because, doctor, there's always a lot of people in the MRI department. So you have to always be on your P's and Q's, because safety is important. And people are always coming and going. Like, it's a fortress. In any MRI department I've worked in that's like a fortress is a children's department, because there's so much going on back there. Because you have children that are sedated and cannot speak. You have teams of people. You have very critical kids coming. You have kids that come in from the ER with hips broken because they've been playing, or a lot of child abuse cases. We have to also be in our P's and Q's in children's hospitals, because I found more at children's hospitals than adults. You have situations of abuse. So some children will have in their chart where it's blacked out, and you have to put a code in to be able to see that information, because the family is under protective care away from whoever it is that's causing them harm. What else? There's just a lot of situations that children's is very different. And they don't hire everybody. Yeah, it is a shame. I had a situation when I first was there years ago, and it was abusive father, but they didn't know the father was abusive. But you could tell something was going on, because the mother was just standing over there quiet. The baby was harmed, and I was trying to do the x-ray. We had to wrap him up. And the dad, bucks up at me because I needed him to step out the room. He didn't want to step out the room and just leave the mother there, because I guess he was afraid she was going to say something. And I was like, well, you can't be in the room. I really wasn't suspecting anything, because I'm just like, you can't be in the room. Everybody got to walk out and stand behind the shield for radiation. And he stood up next to me and was like, you not going to tell me nothing. I'm like, and I'm young in my 20s, so, really, I don't know who you think you're talking to. He could have bopped me right upside the head. If we weren't in a public place, he probably wouldn't have wiped. I saw her face. Like, this man was about to lose it. And my coworker ran and got the other guys, because, x-rays a lot of people. And I'm standing there like, I am not scared of you. And I wasn't scared of him. I really was trying to figure out, wait, why is this guy bucking up at me? Because I need everybody to step. I'm stepping out the room too. None of us are going to get radiated, because I would do the wrap of the baby. And, that way nobody could have to stay in the room. I wasn't the type that like to hold people if I don't have to and get radiated. And I would make sure my coworkers didn't get exposed to that as well. And he was just so aggressive. So the guys had to come in. They were like, dude, you got to get out. So then they put him all the way out, because he couldn't take on both of them. And we wound up calling security. And then they found out, once they got the mother separated, that he was abusive and even abused the baby. That's why I say you really got to, working at children's, you have to be able to handle a whole gamut of things. And you have to be able to, what does it go back to? Problem solving skills and patient care. You still have to deliver the patient care, solve the problem, which is get the test done. And sometimes you got to fake the funk and not let people know that you on to them, that you are on to them. I'm